Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Igbinosa Osaretin Isaac and this is Blast Creative Academy. In the last video we started by downloading DaVinci Resolve, the latest version for 2025, which is DaVinci Resolve 19.1. We downloaded the free version together, we got some stock footage and we are ready to start editing. In this video we are going to be going straight into the edit page where you will spend most of your time. There is so much to cover. I'm excited to go about this with you. Let's dive right in. You first of all find two screens here. This is what we can call our source panel or our source preview panel. Okay, you can call it a panel or a window, while this is our timeline preview window. DaVinci Resolve has a very interesting way to preview files just by taking your mouse and hovering through a clip. Look at it. You can preview the entire clip with a simple mouse hover trick. So without clicking on anything, it's just going to show us a brief, that's so cute, a brief shot of each of these clips. These are all very beautiful clips that we downloaded from pixel.com. And let's see if we can make a simple story out of it. So let's start with this clip. When you double click on the clip, it now takes you to this section where you can now scrub through the time and the entire length of the clip with this button right here. So this button right here will allow you to scrub through the entire length of the clip. So right here is where you're going to spend your time when it comes to importing clips into your timeline. I'm going to show you the easy way and other ways. The first way is to just click on the clip and drag it down here to get started. So let's try that method. So click and drag down here and it's going to give you this option. Now whatever you preview here is displayed over on the right side. So I'll double click on the stretches and I'll find a good point to mark in and mark out. Let's use the mark in and mark out feature. The shortcut for that is I and O. So take notes, when you click on I, it's going to set an in point. When you click on O, it's going to set an out point. So that is important to do when you want to avoid taking the entire clip. You know, there are some clips where you really don't need every single section of the clip. You just need it to start somewhere and end somewhere. By the time you mark your in and out and drag this down here, it's going to only import the section we marked. Now these clips are all shot in high frame rate, so they are in slow motion, but that's fine. Doesn't really affect what we do. Let's look at one more way to import clips. So let's say this is the clip you're working with. You can also drag the clip over to the right screen. Now some interesting options now begin to pop up. By the time you drag a clip from your preview panel to your timeline panel, you now have these options. So these are several ways you could insert your clip. Now insert will insert the clip right at where the playhead is located. Replace will replace the clip you just brought with the clip that is right here. Okay, so there are several ways to do that. I also like append to end. Append to end, wherever your playhead is, this new clip will only go to the end of the timeline, which can be very interesting and very effective. Let's see what we're going to do with this clip. So let's drag this clip and let's choose append to end and watch what happens. It jumps right down here. So though the playhead was here, the clip came all the way to the end of the last clip. That's what append to end does. Now what if we tried another option? What if we tried insert? Now look, it split that section where the playhead was and inserted our clip in between. Okay, so these are just several ways you could do that. Let's try replace. Okay, so it just filled that section with a new clip and cover whatever was there. So it's just very interesting ways to, okay, that's something else, right? Place on top, it's added it as a new layer. Okay, so you can really experiment with each of these things. Now some clips have audio files. Most of the clips will come with an audio file. You can actually just separate the audio from the video if you wanted. If you click on this link button to allow you to be able to link to use the audio file separately from the video file. So now we can just delete that. But let's look at all these tools and what they do. The most important tool you're going to be using are the arrow tool, which is called the selection mode tool, and it's important to memorize their shortcut. So this shortcut is A, and then you have the blade tool. Now if you want to be efficient in video editing, you want to keep the shortcuts memorized. The blade tool is known as B. So click on it, and what the blade simply does is it allows you to cut anything you click on. It's just going to slice and dice your clips into several pieces. And why is that important? You may want to cut away some piece. So I'm going to switch back to the arrow tool. I want to cut away some piece, right? And so on. And also with the arrow tool, you can now begin to drag these clips to each other. Now there's something called snapping. Snapping has been enabled. So if you look, it's going to magnet to that without messing it up. But if you uncheck this option, which is the snapping option, guess what? By the time you drag, it's not going to try to snap for you. So it's very easy to make a mistake and leave a gap in between two clips if you don't have snapping enabled, and people see a black screen. So I recommend, unless you have to, keep snapping on at all times so you can avoid having gaps in your edit. Now we also have this tool. This tool can help you slide frame in the shot. This tool is known as the trim edit mode. Now I see the section of this lady holding the ball in between there. Now with the trim edit mode, I can just swipe and choose another frame of that shot. So it's going to start in a different way. Okay, so it gives me the entire length of the video and allows me to choose which section I want to have in that cut. So this can be very interesting. We're going to take a look at something else. Remember, we already looked at the media pool, and we said the media pool is where you organize your media files, but you also notice that we have effects, index, sound library here. Let's take a look at them one at a time. The effects section, you click on this and it gives you so many amazing effects that you can use. Okay, so you can put your cursor at this edge here to be able to adjust up and down the size of each of these sections. Now we are going to start by looking at some video transitions. So let's try an additive dissolve transition in between, and it's going to cause this bright light, which is so beautiful. Now, by the way, it's important to know that some transitions don't work if you don't have space in between your media files. If there is no extra clip for the transition to use, you may have to cut some clip from it. This is what I mean. When you have a clip like this, so this is the end of this clip, right? And this is the end of this clip, so the left. If I bring these two clips together, some transitions may not work on it. Notice? Even when I right click on it and say add transition, it's going to give me a notification. Look at this. It says some of the clips selected have insufficient handles to apply the transition. You can choose to trim clips and shorten your timeline, or skip clips with insufficient handles. Would you like to do? So if I say trim clips, it went ahead to add the transition by trimming the clip a little bit. Okay, and that's lovely. So just take note of that sometimes transitions may not work because you need to trim your clip or do something about the length of the clip. Now we're not going to be able to cover all the amazing powerful features of DaVinci Resolve in one short video. So we're going to take a pause here, and in the next video we'll look more deeply into the edit page and some of the amazing features you can do with the inspector, with the tools and the effects, and even my way of editing content for commercial purpose. I want you to leave your comment in the comment section on how your first video went. Were you able to export it, and did you like the result? Thank you so much for watching once again, and until next time, I'll see you again.